Hi, my name is Jean Darling, a physical therapist and injury prevention specialist with Advanced Physical Therapy. We are excited to bring to you information and exercises specifically tailored to keep you healthy and protect you from injury on your job with Gen X. This training includes shoulder and core strengthening, along with shoulder, chest, hip, and back flexibility exercises. These exercises will help create good body mechanics to complete job duties such as artificial inseminations and application of tail paint for estrus detection. Your body mechanics should include a wide and stable base of support, appropriate lumbar curve, shoulder height in line with the activity, and maintaining a neutral wrist position, all of which we will demonstrate during the exercises. Strengthening should include shoulder, core, hips, and back to support the consistent use of having your arms stretched out in front of the body while working. Your most exposed joint will be the shoulder, so completing a rotator cuff and shoulder girdle strengthening program should keep the body healthy and counteract potential aches and injuries. Performing this program on a daily basis will allow you to tolerate the workload your job demands. Maintaining good physical condition will also enable you to enjoy other activities like baseball, hunting, fishing, yard work, or simply spending time with family. I will demonstrate proper stretches and strengthening exercises with your dairy education instructor, Erin. We will teach you the proper form for 8 stretches before you begin your workday. Stretch 1, shoulder blade squeeze. First, the shoulder blade squeeze exercise is meant to strengthen your upper back muscles and to help negate the forward posture and positioning that an individual attains while driving, as well as repetitive reaching forward with the arms while they are stretched out in front of them. It also improves flexibility in the front of the chest wall and decreases shoulder tightness. Erin, we're going to have you do shoulder blade squeezes. So I'm going to have you turn to face the back. Stand up nice and tall. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hold for 1, 2, and relax. And I'll have you do that 10 repetitions. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, 10 repetitions, and hold each one for 2 seconds. Stretch 2. Active arm and finger extension. Our next stretch is the active arm and finger extension. This will maintain flexibility on the front of the hand and forearm. When an individual has their hand in a flexed or bent position while performing detailed work, these muscles tend to tighten and shorten. This stretch will help prevent overuse of the hand, wrist, and forearm. Erin, I'm going to have you extend your arm out in front of you, and then pull your hand and wrist back. And you're going to hold that stretch for 30 seconds. And I will have you do 3 repetitions of each exercise. Extend arm out in front of you with your palm down. Pull the back of your hand towards you, hold for 30 seconds, and perform 3 repetitions. Next is the trunk rotation. Keeping the spine moving properly in all directions will ensure normal back mechanics. Sitting as you travel farm to farm, as well as frequent rotation in one direction while performing your job, may limit the ability of your back to complete normal spinal motion and lead to back aches and pain. Erin, we're going to do trunk rotation, so I want you just to put your hands at chest level, fists together, and go ahead and rotate to your left and hold that for approximately 5 seconds. You should feel comfortable and relaxed. Now I'll have you rotate the other direction and hold that for 5 seconds as well. Never straining when you're doing exercise. And then comfortably come back. And you can do up to 5 of these each direction if you'd like. Stand with your fists together at chest level. Slowly rotate upper torso while keeping your feet facing forward. Complete 5 repetitions each direction and hold 5 seconds. Stretch 4, spinal extension. The body has a tendency to perform too much flexion or forward bending at the low back, both when driving or bending in toward an animal when performing AI. This exercise will balance out the back muscles and assist with good mobility. Erin, I'm going to have you do spinal extension by putting your hands behind you. I want your thumbs to press into your back while you let your hips move forward. Go back to a comfortable level and then come back to standing tall. You may do up to 10 repetitions of these if you'd like. Place hands on your hips, arch backward, while pushing your hips forward and pressing in with the thumbs. Perform 10 repetitions and hold each stretch 2 seconds. Stretch 5, squat. This exercise is to assist with strength of the center or core of the body. If you spend too much time sitting, your core hip musculature does not get worked. Your core is your base, and the stronger it is, the more your shoulder and arm will be supported when reaching. Just like a pyramid, a more stable base can tolerate more stress without damage. Erin, we're going to go into the squat exercise, so I want you to look at your feet, put them pelvis width apart, toes facing forward. I want you to go back into a squat, putting the weight on your heels and pulling your stomach in as you sit back. So sit back and you're going to hold that for 5 seconds and then come back up. I'm going to have you do that one more time. So go down, stomach in, sit back, hold it for a count of 5. You can do up to 5 of these. Feet and shoulders are pelvis width apart. Toes straight ahead. Lower into a short squat and pull your stomach in. Your weight should be back on your heels and your hips should be back. Complete 5 repetitions and hold 20 seconds. Stretch 6, shoulder band pulls. Our next 3 exercises are for use with the stretching band. This exercise is meant to strengthen the back of the shoulder and the rotator cuff. Injuries are caused by shoulders being in a forward position during most of the workday for AI. These muscles are very important in the overall stability of the shoulder during repetitive use. This band travels easy, so you can keep it with your everyday supplies to stretch before you start the day. The first stretch with the band is the band row. Erin, I'm going to give you this band to start resistance strengthening. I want you to start with one arm, stretch it straight out in front of you at your shoulder height. Pull back with your other arm as if you're pulling back a bow and arrow. Squeeze your shoulder blade. Hold that for 2 counts and then relax. You can do up to 20 of those and do that on each arm. Fixate the end of the elastic band out in front of the chest with one arm. Roll back with the other arm and complete 20 repetitions on each side. Hold each stretch 2 seconds. Stretch 7, band rotation. This exercise is also meant to strengthen the back of the shoulder and the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff is actually 4 small muscles that support the arm bone in the socket. Due to their small size, they are one of the most frequently injured muscles of the shoulder complex. Keeping them strong will help prevent shoulder injury and help with keeping arms strong in recreational activities such as throwing sports and use of the shoulder in hunting. Erin, we're going to do shoulder rotation, so I want you to take the band, hold it palms up, elbows at your side at 90 degrees, and pull outward on the band. Hold that position for 2 seconds and then relax back. And let's have you do that again. Pull out, nice posture, hold, and slowly rotate back. You can do up to 20 of those out in the field for strengthening. Elbows at side, arms will be bent to 90 degrees with palms up. Rotate the band out to the sides for 20 repetitions and hold each for 2 seconds. Stretch 8, shoulder band pullouts. Our last pre-work stretch is the band pull-out. Protecting the shoulder joint by having strong muscles surrounding it is the best bet to avoid injury. Since there are many muscles of the shoulder joint, we have focused on those which are most beneficial for strength and safety. Aaron, we're going to do shoulder band pull-outs. I want you to just square up, have good posture, and put your arms at chest level. Pull your arms out to the side, keeping them straight out to the side. Hold that for 2 seconds, and then slowly relax back to chest level. Do it again one more time. Pull back, you can hold for 2 seconds, and you can do up to 20 of these out in the field. Hold the band shoulder width apart at the chest with palms down. Stretch out to the sides, keep your arms straight. Perform 20 repetitions and hold each for 2 seconds. If you feel some discomfort in an area, always remember RICE, R-I-C-E. RICE, rest, ice, compression, and elevation are 4 components that are prescribed by many health professionals for early treatment of acute soft tissue injuries, such as a sprain, strain, muscle pull, or inflammation. Rest. Reduce or stop using the injured area. Ice. Put an ice pack on the injured area for 20 minutes at a time, 4 to 8 times per day. Use a cold pack, ice bag, or a plastic bag filled with crushed ice that has been wrapped in a towel. Compression. Compression of the injured area may help reduce the swelling. These include bandages such as elastic wraps, special boots, air casts, and splints. Seek medical attention if necessary. Elevation. Keep the injured area elevated above the level of the heart. Use a pillow to help elevate an injured limb.
If you are injured at work, seeking necessary medical treatment may be your top priority. Then reporting that injury as soon as possible is the next thing you are required to do. Work-related injuries need to be reported promptly, even if immediate medical care may not be needed. All work-related incidents must be reported within 24 hours. You first must complete the first report of injury form E-22-1 and submit it to your manager, who will then forward it to Human Resources. Because upper management is ultimately responsible for the health and safety of the workforce, the findings of the accident investigation must be reported to them. Through proper documentation of the accident investigation findings and by reviewing the results of the investigation with appropriate personnel, reoccurrence of accidents may be prevented. Your job can present physically challenging conditions that can lead to fatigue, discomfort, and possible injury. The workplace ergonomic stretching and strengthening information we discussed is intended to keep you physically ready to do your job. We hope that you have learned some new ways to manage the physical demands on your body. Remember, staying healthy, stretching exercises, and maintaining strength will assist you with avoiding injuries and keep healthy on and off the job. Thank you for doing your part to make Gen X and CRI a safer place to work.